and we have our boy here. Let's go into geometry nodes actually quickly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a plane, and this will be our I guess we call it sticky nodes, something like this. And I'm going to use this thing as our main geometry. So what we're going to do is we can just let it be here. And the one more thing I want to get is our 500 node. So let's import that as a plane. Like I said, was in downloads. Yes. So as you can see, we have a big 500 rupee node. So let's scale it up to something like gx, and let's subdivide it a bit, something like this. Try to get a square on the corners, so that's how it's you know uh, perfectly. As you can see, this is not as perfect of a square, but yeah, this will work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring this guy in here. And guys, what I'm going to tell you, it is bit stupid of me, but this both two nodes are really different. So if you are hitting on here and then you are not seeing the result, chances are you are in the viewer mode and not in the geometry output mode. So please look out for these two nodes, because I was a bit confused, but hopefully you guys are not like stupid as me. So let's get into our next. What we are going to do is, now we want some points on our geometry, so we have to kind of like debug on every path of this. uh, Whenever creating anything, we have to first logically think what we have to do and then execute that process. So right now what do we want is, we have a guy here, and let's see how our guys look. Okay, so he's kind of like sleeping right now. So what do we have to do is, we have to check relative so that he goes straight. Now this part, original and relative, I have I actually do not have any idea why this is happening, on what is original and relative. I have seen so many tutorials, so that is why I'm using relative. So the next thing what I want to do is, we have to have some points all over this body. So there are so many things. One good thing is we can do is distribute points on faces. So as you can see, there are so many points, and this is the thing I was talking about. So it works kind of like something like this. So then uh, what I can do is, I can just delete all of this, and let's increase the points, and we can see it in here. So that's not a problem. The major thing we want to change is, you can see these points. Okay, let's see. Let's do one thing. We'll have instances on points. Let's select here, and it's time to bring in our node. Oh, we can't do this. Okay, so we have a node here, and we are going to bring that geometry in here, something like this. As you can see, this guy is all of all on the nodes and something like this. So we have to decrease our density somewhat. As you can see, these nodes are not aligning properly. So what we can do, we have our rotation data over here. What we can do is, you can just plug it in, and you can see it's kind of like facing the normals. And the other thing we can do is, we can also add a value node, because I feel those nodes are too big for him. So something like this. I don't know how long, how big is 500. No, I've never seen it. That was a joke. I have seen it, but let's go for 0.85, something like this should be really fine. Now as you can see, these nodes are kind of like, overlapping each other. So what we can do, there are many things we can do, but the best thing we can do is, select, rather than random, we can select this poison disk, and as you can read, distribute the points randomly on the surface while taking a minimum distance between the points into account. So what does this thing does, it gives you this minimum distance thing. Now let's add so much of the nodes. As you can see, we have added so many nodes. Now to avoid overlapping, we can, create a minimum distance between two nodes. We can still go higher, something like this, and we can actually, disable this guy. As you can see, now there is no overlapping. What we can do, we can just, increase these number, so amount of nodes will get, and it will properly adjust towards the size too, as you can see. So we are already there, guys. I guess this many nodes are enough for, the tutorial. So after this instances are done, you cannot just, go. We have to make, or we have to convert these instances into the main geometry. So what we are going to do next is, there is something called realize instances, which takes the instances, as you can see, which takes the instances and convert it into geometry. Now there are all points are there, proper, every vertex has got a point, and you can see there is a lot of vertices here. So that means, like, we are on the right track, I guess. Okay, so after that, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to select a main thing, and we are going to add a string type modifier onto this, and we are going to select this guy. So now my confusion starts speaking. Okay, let me check if I'm missing any of the steps. We can also always take this outputs into this, so that's not a problem. Other thing, what we can do is, we can just we have to give a geometry output, so we can delete this, and as you can see, it is kind of like, probably, oh my god, what is this? I don't know. I guess it's camera problem. And one more thing we have to add is, we cannot just go and right click and shade smooth, can we? Oh no. So let's just add in the side shade smooth, and this is looking pretty good, not bad actually. um, what we can do is, we can add one more subdivision layer. So as you can see, it is not perfect, and you can always, try to, change the shade, but yeah. Oh, this part was like crazy, but is it stretching? I like this one. So let's go. I do want to give it a bit of thickness, but uh, oh, also do give a slight offset of 0.001, so or maybe not, I guess 0.01. I should, yeah, 0 is enough, I guess. And a lot of subdivisions means a lot of, it details, so Let's try to create a render from this image. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a small plane right behind of this. This is facing the opposite direction. GZ, GY, something like this. We'll have a camera right over here, and I can bring it down. I want to keep it a square ratio, so 1920 by 1920 should work fine. And the other thing I want to do is just clear all of this. Let's properly set our camera, something like this, 90, and then as you can see we can definitely go a little more. 75 looks good. And after that what we can do is we can just move it into the y-axis, something like this, so that we don't lose his head also, and like we have a proper straight face up, something like this. I do want to take camera a little bit in. Let's adjust this thing and let's see it. So let's turn this off. I do want to make this a super black and really shiny some sort of thing, and I'm going to horizontally divide it. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add few lights, and let's see what we can do with the lights. Going to take a area light, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scale it, something like that. GX, oops, we are moving in here, let's move it over here. It does look sort of like what we can do is we can just bring it out here so that we have we can definitely delete this. Actually we don't actually need this. Turn it to 0, and after that what we can do is I do wanted to give it a light, like a backlight, something sort of like that, but then it won't look great. I can just scale it down, something like this. Then I don't want to and then I don't want to duplicate this light again. Also let's try to create a point light, and somewhere between we can hide. Yeah, let's give it like 4 or 5. I don't want to give it a like a color, and also we can give this a simple warm color, something like this. Let's go with these colors. Actually, let's take a sort of dark green. I don't know at this point what I'm actually doing, but yeah, it's looking pretty good. And so the the main point is, is like we can use, like you can use this for, quickly adding some of the random textures on your mesh. You can use this technique as like, decals or something like those on a mesh. For that reason I wanted to try this. uh, it is looking pretty good, I guess. uh, Yeah, that's all. uh, we'll see you in the next tutorial. And now that I'm thinking, it does look good actually. uh, a little more of lighting and Photoshop, and we can add some text over here and something more other things, or we can, use a different body to instances on, or you can use a different sort of paper, or like anything else like a texture or something like that to put on the body. So there are many things you can do. The node system is very easy. I am not going to, give out or something like that, but because it is very easy. And where is my node? Oh, I'm in the node. Submit nodes. Sticky. So this, I have to always click on this. So as you can see, I do not have very lot of outputs, but I can definitely, take these outputs, and then I also do want to have scale outside, and then again you can, edit these values too. But yeah, that's it for today, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.